Now, the agenda for today's meeting, we have got two. Respected members, please, if you can sit down, if you can be at ease. There are two main points for me to come over here. If you remember, last time when I came over here, I told you that we will be starting an English language club.
Yes.
And we are nearing this thing. I have given to the General Secretary one of the forms that you are going to receive. In the form, there is a serial number. Only those girls who are interested in joining the English language club, I will tell you the objectives of my club later on. They will write their name, class, section, and then there are three main questions on the form. You need to fill those. First question is, and in a sentence, you have to write it in a sentence. Just keep it a bit low so that you are at ease, alright? Because it's going to be a long one, I want you to be at ease. The first question is, what you wish to achieve when you come to my club, when you join my club, when you are a part of the club, of the English club, what is it that you want to achieve? What do you want an extra to be gotten from the language club? This is question number one, very important. What do you wish to achieve from my club? It is very important for me to know. Second, what you wish to change. Remember, there are always things that we like to change in ourselves. There are always. For example, for some it is going to be hesitation. For some it is going to be that some people get confused when they are sitting in an interview. There were 2, 3, 4 girls who were talking about, sir, please, because we are in a group. I hope that most of you guys are in the group, the English language group. If most of you are not in that, there is a WhatsApp group. You can ask your General Secretary or the President to include you into that group. We have discussions. It is a kind of a discussion forum in that group. So most of the girls have asked me the question, sir, please prepare us for the ISSB, because after second year there will be an ISSB exam, and intelligence and psychological testing is going to be a very important part in that. So most of the girls have asked me that question, please prepare us for ISSB. So once if anyone says that I wish to prepare for ISSB, I know that that particular girl or 5 or 6 of those girls have got one objective. And that one objective is preparing for the ISSBs. I will come to know that a particular batch of girls is preparing for inter-services selection board. Then I would know that in that club, those 5 were going to be one group. One group. I will have to tell them the OLQs. The question is, what is OLQ? You know, you will be appearing in ISSB, you do not know what OLQ is. OLQ is officer-like qualities. This is what they really examine when you appear in the armed forces. And we prepare the girls for the OLQ. So because this is second year, I hope all the sections of second year are sitting over here.
Yes, sir.
So those are the girls who wish to appear in ISSB should be prepared for OLQs. Now I will tell you further about OLQs. For example, if over here it is written your expectation from the club. What is your expectation from the club? So you write preparing me for ISSB. Some of them are going to be writing preparing me for an interview in a foreign university, preparing me for a scholarship exam in America or American university, in Australia, in Canada, whatever your objective is. You write that objective. Then what I am going to do, once I have got all of the things written over here, I am going to make my own worksheet. In that worksheet, I will separate the whole of the groups into the ISSB group, the university examiners group, the foreign scholarships group, and so on and so forth. Because in every group, there will be different objectives. Let me give you an example. About 10% of the girls who are sitting over here, just 10%, would want to apply for a foreign scholarship. 10% of you guys will be applying for foreign scholarships. Now, those who are applying for foreign scholarships, they would be appearing in IELTS and PTE examination or TOEFL for some reason. And all three are different with different level of difficulty. So once I know that, okay, after second year, these 10 or 12 girls would be appearing in IELTS or TOEFL, over there in the market, for one student, he pays or she pays 50 to 60,000 for a full preparation of IELTS and TOEFL. But what I am going to do is I am going to make a group of the students who can learn it from me in the English language club without spending a penny. For ISSB examinations now, for OMQs, there are different academies which are offering, but most of the academies are in the main city area of Rawalpindi. Going there and coming back is a big thing. Again, they will be charging a lot. So those OMQs, if there is a 5 or 6 member ISSB group over here that I find out, they'll be appearing in the OLQ side without spending a single penny. So this is what my objective is. Then there is another group, and that group is engineers and doctors and stuff like that. Remember, whether you become a doctor or an engineer or join the armed forces or deliver a lecture in a foreign university or a businesswoman, call it what you like, but one thing, you need to be confident in whatever you do. There is no denying the fact. For an engineer, you need one type of particular university, one type of studies. For a doctor, another type of studies. Some of you should go for commercial flying. People don't know that. Girls can become commercial pilots, if not fighter pilots. Those who can afford should go for that. But again, we do not give girls proper guidance in that. Whatever you become, remember, if you are confident, if you know how to present yourself, you'll always be successful. Whether you become a lawyer, a doctor, an engineer, a teacher, whatever. If you're confident, if you can talk to hundreds of people with an eye contact, you're going to be successful. Now, if I say you're going to be successful only on the base of being confident, I say it because I have around more than 2 decades, which is 23 years of experience teaching in universities. Not only these universities, but also online foreign universities. I present to them Pakistani culture, defense and strategic studies. It is only because of the delivery that I have that I get an edge over the others. Nothing else. There are so many people out there who have got better degrees than mine. Place it over here at the back. Thank you so much, and I'm really sorry that the president is doing all the chores over here. Thank you. So this is only going to be your confidence, and my club aims to build confidence in you. Another important thing. Normally we have some ideas in our mind, and that idea is, teachers are sitting over here, so I'll take the liberty of speaking it again. And that idea is, if you are good in studies, you are good in life. If you are good in studies, you are good in everything. You want a good future? You have to study a lot. You have to study hard. I am not going to say this is a wrong idea. I'm not saying this is a wrong idea. I'm just saying that this is not the only thing that you require. Why is it? I ask you this question. Why is it that benchmark students, that Frobel students, the Millennium students, they get all the best scholarships available out there. Why? It's not because they have been trained to do so, it's because they know what are the things that are actually required in securing a scholarship. There are three types of scholarships. First one, academic based scholarships. This is what happens normally in Pakistan. You get good marks, they'll take you in the university, get a 10% or 15% or 20% of your fee off. That's called an academic based scholarship. This is what happens in country. There is only a small portion of need based scholarships over here. Normally universities advertise it, but actually there are not many seats available. So you get it out of your mind. They are only for the advertising purpose, nothing else. Second type. The second type, which is important, getting a scholarship in a foreign university. Remember, normally we get an idea that in order to gain a scholarship from a foreign university, you need to have 90% marks at least. You will be acing in all your subjects. This is the idea that we have in our mind. Now, foreign universities, most of them, they do not rely on your marks alone. Not on the marks alone. It is your representation of yourself, how you represent yourself to the university. When they ask you different questions, when they ask you that if we give you scholarship, what positive contribution you are going to have on our society, on our education system, and on our research and development programs. If you are able to satisfy them on these three counts with a good representation of yourself, and then now they have introduced also another thing, and that is online interviews. Because most of the times what people do is that their statements are being written by someone else. For example, you may come to me and you may say, sir, write me a good statement because I have to secure a scholarship in a foreign university. I'll say, fine, come over here, I'll write a statement for you. Now that statement is not a true representation of yourself. So now what they do is, now they take online interviews looking at your statements as well. So if you can present yourself, to them in a good manner, you can get any scholarship to that. It's not difficult. And those scholarships are not reserved for those people. One of the reasons why they get the scholarship is that their education system builds confidence in them. Confidence and personality are the two most important things that you need to learn before you put your first step in the university. In the university, you won't be learning them. I'll give you an example. Your example is your chemistry lab. In your chemistry lab, there will be different acids over there, but all of those acids will be diluted acids, not concentrated, so that you can do experiment with them. Even if you get a drop on you, it's not going to do a lot of harm to you. So this is called as diluted H2SO4 or diluted HCl, or as the case may be. Your second year, if you start learning now, it is like you are doing experiment with diluted HCl or H2SO4. But as soon as you enter the university, you do not have the skill and the personality, you will be handling live H2SO4, live or concentrated HCl, and you will burn yourself. Your teachers, they have come from universities, they know that. In universities, every week, every month, ma'am, am I right? There are presentations over there. People are looking at you. You cannot experiment over there in the university. Learning is gone. University is not about fun. Ask your teachers about that. Those who have gone to the university. It's not a place where you can do experimentation. It's a place where you have to perform. So, especially to second year girls, I wish to show the actual image of university life before you enter the university. It's quite tough. It's not easy. You should have the confidence of at least standing up, taking the steps over here, stand over here on the podium and talk to your own fellows. This is an experimentation that you can do in your second year right now. If people start laughing, good enough. Not a big deal. But over there in the university, it's not a learning place. It's a performance place. You will not have the opportunity to do any experimentations over there. So that's one of the reasons why even over there in my boys' college, I tell my students, but one of the reasons why I've come over here is that I've seen more girls with a willingness to learn, with a willingness to change themselves, with a willingness to do something in life. So if you have a purpose in life, remember, there are 1,000 ways that you can go. But all those 1,000 ways would require personality and confidence. I'll give you an example. Professionals are sitting over here, your teachers are sitting over here. Some people cannot say no in life. We normally call them, they are very good people, but they are the people who suffer a lot. Even in professional life, they can't say no. They don't have that thing in them. How am I going to say no to them? How am I going to say no to them? So, they are not being nice. They are being nice to other people, but they are not being nice to themselves. One of the important things in a personality is how you can say no in professional life. How you can avoid a situation of confrontation. There's many girls over here, sitting over here. Even if they are right, they cannot confront. Now, because they cannot confront, they are always taken advantage of. People take advantage because they can't confront, because they can't stand, they can't say no. Remember, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. I'm talking to everyone over here. It's not a good thing when you can't say no. You should have the ability and the courage to stand up if you're right. Then there is another thing. This is what I aim to do in girls, especially. Second thing is that how you need to represent yourself. So that you know that you're right. You know that your arguments are right. How you can represent yourself to the parents and to the teachers in such a way that not only that you are assertive but respected at the same time. Some of us know just one thing. Either we stay silent or we just burst out. There are anger bursts. These anger bursts happen when for too long you have stayed silent. Then comes a time when you explode. Again, this is a personality trait that we should be looking into. Someone exploding means that someone has been quiet for a long time. If someone has been quiet for a long time, he or she has to explode. Because if he or she doesn't explode, he or she implodes. Implosion is you break yourself apart.